I swear, the moment I saw him walk into our bedroom smiling like he owned the place while my wife closed the door behind him, I couldn't breathe. She didn't even hesitate. No guilt, no hesitation, just comfort. As if this wasn't the first time. Before we dive deeper into this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It all started 2 months ago when she joined this new fitness boot camp across town. At first, I was happy. She seemed more confident, energized. I'd never seen her this motivated. She kept talking about her trainer, Jake. He's just super intense, babe, pushes us hard. That's what she always said. I didn't think much of it until things started changing. She stopped coming home on time. Her gym bag smelled like cologne. And one night, I saw a notification pop up on her phone. It said, "Had a great stretch session today. You're getting more flexible," winking face from someone saved as Jack G. She said it was just group training banter, and I tried to believe her, but something in me cracked that day. I didn't fight. I didn't accuse. I planned. I bought a camera. One of those tiny ones that fits inside a power socket. Installed it right in the bedroom facing the bed. I didn't want to believe anything would actually happen. Maybe I was just being paranoid. But when I watched the footage the next day, she wasn't just cheating. She looked happy. Happier than I'd seen her in months. And he didn't even try to hide his face. I kept staring at the screen, frozen. It was like watching some twisted version of my own life. She laughed with him. Touched him like she used to touch me. And then she said something that shattered whatever was left of my self-control. She looked him dead in the eyes and whispered, "He still thinks I'm tired from the gym. Poor guy doesn't even suspect a thing." I paused the video right there. I couldn't watch the rest. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't cry either. My mind just kept replaying that one sentence. Poor guy doesn't even suspect a thing. It wasn't just the cheating. It was the mockery. The comfort in her betrayal. The way she used my trust like a joke. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I made copies of the footage. Backed it up on 3 drives, sent one to my cousin who works in IT, and kept one hidden at my office. Over the next few days, I acted normal. Maybe too normal. I kissed her goodnight. I made her coffee in the morning. She had no idea that every time she looked into my eyes, I was looking at a liar. And then 2 days later, I noticed something strange. She had deleted all her texts. Not just Jake's, all of them. Even our conversations were gone from her phone. That's when I knew she was planning something. And it wasn't just about sleeping with her gym friend. It was bigger. She wasn't hiding from me. She was erasing me. That night, I pretended to fall asleep early, lights off, phone down, deep breaths. Around midnight, I felt her slide out of bed. Barefoot. Careful not to make a sound. I kept my eyes shut. My heart beat loud in my ears. She grabbed her phone from the drawer and tiptoed toward the hallway. What she didn't know was that I had placed a second hidden mic in the hallway light fixture. I listened through my phone in real time. "Yeah, he's completely clueless," she whispered. "This weekend should work. Just say it's a hiking retreat with the gym team. I'll make sure he doesn't suspect a thing." A pause. Then she laughed. That same laugh she used to save for me. "Once I get the insurance stuff sorted, I'll tell him. He'll get over it. Or he won't. Either way, we'll be in Cabo by next month." My stomach dropped. Insurance? Cabo? This wasn't just infidelity anymore. This was betrayal with a price tag. She was planning to disappear with him. And I had no idea what she meant by insurance stuff. But I knew it couldn't mean anything good. The next day, I called the insurance company pretending to be her. Reset the password. Accessed the dashboard. And there it was. A $500,000 life insurance policy. Recently updated. With me as the insured. And her as the sole beneficiary. That's when I realized she wasn't planning to leave me. She was planning to erase me. Completely. Couldn't breathe. Everything I thought I knew about her, everything I trusted, was now just a facade. She wasn't just having an affair. She was setting me up. I quickly logged out of the insurance account, the weight of what I just uncovered crushing my chest. I had to think. I had to move fast. I knew I couldn't confront her directly, not yet. She'd been so careful, so calculating. I couldn't risk her making another move before I had the upper hand. So I decided to play the game her way. I spent the next few days acting like nothing was wrong. I made breakfast. I hugged her. I kissed her forehead as if nothing had changed. But inside I was planning my next steps. I had already set a trap. I reached out to an old friend who worked security, asking him to install a tracker on her car. It wasn't long before I got the first ping. She was at a hotel on the outskirts of town. I didn't hesitate. I grabbed my jacket, made sure she was out of the house, and drove over. I stood in the parking lot, watching her car through the window of the dimly lit lobby. My heart was in my throat. She came out with Jake, holding hands, laughing. She didn't even notice me. They didn't know I was watching. I snapped a few pictures from a distance. I wanted evidence. I wanted her to have no way out when I confronted her. And I needed to know what else she was hiding. They checked into a room. The door clicked shut behind them. It was time to make my move. I walked to the hotel desk, feigning innocence. I asked for a room key to the same floor, just to check out the amenities. The receptionist handed it to me without question. It was easy. Too easy. I stood in front of her door, the adrenaline rushing through me. My heart was pounding in my ears as I held my breath. Then I knocked. Hard. The door opened just a crack, and I saw her face go white. "What are you doing here?" she asked, her voice shaky. But it wasn't just her face that gave her away. It was the sudden rush of panic in her eyes. The same panic I'd seen when I first discovered the hidden camera footage. The game had changed. She stood there, frozen, staring at me like a deer caught in headlights. Jake, standing behind her, shot me a glance. A mix of confusion and unease. But it didn't matter anymore. The silence between us spoke volumes. "How long?" I whispered, my voice barely above a breath. Her lips trembled. She couldn't find the words. The only sound was the faint buzz of the hallway lights. Jake shifted uncomfortably, stepping back as if trying to distance himself from the storm that was about to hit. I stepped closer, my gaze never leaving her. "How long has this been going on? How long were you planning to lie to me?" She finally spoke, but her words were hollow, empty. "It's not what you think. Please, let me explain." But there was nothing to explain. The truth had already unfolded in front of me. I'd seen everything, the hidden messages, the lies, the insurance policy. There was nothing left but the wreckage of what she'd built, brick by brick. "You were going to leave me, weren't you?" The question hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. Her eyes welled up, but the tears weren't for me. They were for herself, for the life she was about to lose. She opened her mouth, trying to say something, but the words got caught in her throat. Jake stepped forward now, attempting to protect her, his hand resting on her shoulder. "Man, this is between us. You don't have to do this." I shot him a look, cold and unwavering. "Don't touch her. This is between me and her." I could see it in his eyes, the guilt, the shame. He knew exactly what I knew now, but that wasn't enough for me. I wasn't going to walk away and let this happen. Not after everything. I pulled the phone from my pocket and played the video. The one where I had watched her, no longer the woman I thought I married, but a stranger. A woman who looked me in the eye and lied, who whispered about her plans, her escape, her betrayal. The footage played on loudspeaker for them both to hear. The color drained from her face. The air seemed to freeze. "You thought I was clueless," I said, the weight of the betrayal behind every word. "But I knew. I knew everything." She backed away from me, almost as if she was trying to hide from the reality I was forcing her to face. "I'm sorry," she murmured. But the apology felt as empty as the words she'd spoken before. "Sorry doesn't fix this," I said, my voice low, cold. "You don't just erase people like that." She looked at Jake, then at me, as if searching for some kind of redemption. "I never meant for it to get this far," she whispered. But there was no redemption, no turning back now. "You were planning to take everything from me," I continued, stepping closer, my anger still controlled but seeping through. "But you forgot one thing. I'm not just going to let you walk away. Not without facing what you've done." Jake shifted uncomfortably behind her, the tension in the air palpable. I knew he was just as much a part of this as she was, but it didn't matter. She was the one who'd broken the bond we once had, and I wasn't going to let her forget it. With a final, deliberate glance at her, I turned to leave, but not before I said the one thing that would leave her with the truth, the final nail in the coffin. You wanted to take me down, but you didn't realize that by doing so, you'd lose everything you thought you could control. As I walked away, I felt a strange calm settle over me. It wasn't revenge that I was after, it was justice. The kind that couldn't be ignored. And as I heard their muffled voices behind me, I knew one thing for sure: I had won.